I'm Corinne DeCoste. You can call me Cora, and this is my get ready with me, come along with me vlog. I don't know. We'll find out. You didn't see it, but I took a shower, used Olaplex 456, and I used my Fresh 500 points. I once worked an event for Fresh at Newbury Street where I met the CEO, Elena. She is so sweet. She's very quiet and personable and seems very humble. Her daughter was with her. I was serving champagne and her daughter was still underage, but she was very she was dressed like today's e-girls, and it was 5 or 6 years ago. So I noticed she was ahead of fashion trends at the time, and I was like, oh, they're a little bit out of my price range normally, but I got to enjoy this 500 point perk for being a Sephora whore for too many years. And I got my little birthday gift, and so I'm tried this out as well. And if you were wondering how I cleared my skin up since the last video, this Murad Environmental Shield Rapid Dark Spot Correcting Serum. This is my baby. I love this. It's expensive. If you can find out what is the ingredient in this that makes it work, that is less expensive, at me. Thank you. I've already showered. I cleaned, toned, moisturized, and I didn't brush my teeth because I forgot my toothbrush, but you can't smell my breath in a video, so you're welcome. I'm just kind of doing a natural, everyday, just a little bit better than my regular self. The idea isn't perfection, it's just a little bit more maintained. Self-maintenance, I'm just letting my hair dry naturally. It's what I do most mornings to kind of give my hair a break from when I do too much to it. Chapstick is very serious business. And then I'm going to take eyeshadow primer. I'm not totally sure what I want to do with my YouTube channel. I want to do some long form videos and I have some ideas, but I also right now want to play around with format because I don't want to be stuck on long form and always feel like I have to put out something ridiculous and never get to have fun on my channel and turn into something daunting instead of something fun. I want it to be something fun and sometimes spontaneous. So practice. F it around and find out. I did tint my eyebrows a couple days ago, so there's a little bit of excess of what that was, but I think that's kind of great. It's a little, almost microblading. It's a little kind of outline of where I want my eyebrows to go. So now that I've got that on, I'm going to take my Brow Wiz Anastasia Beverly Hills. My color is Granite from the Granite State. Shout out New Hampshire. Live for your die. Live for your die is stamped on by the inmates at the New Hampshire prisons, right? So I'm just kind of going around where my actual brow arch is, and slightly off camera, but this Airbnb has this lovely mirror here. I realized I didn't explain. So I rented the Airbnb with self check-in, very clean as you can see, for my birthday, which was yesterday. And today is the day after my birthday. We're checking out, but I am enjoying my morning before I have to leave. It's a change of scenery within quarantine. We're about 9 months into super quarantine. That's one eyebrow. And I'm not done with it, but that's the outline of where my eyebrow goes. Now what I'm doing is taking the brow powder, also in Granite, and first using the light shade to kind of set the front part of my eyebrow. As you can see, my skin has cleared up since the last video. It was definitely a matter of stress making it so bad since my husband was going through chemo at the time. Our last Airbnb visit was a celebration of him finishing chemo. That's why we're in super quarantine. Because pandemic plus chemo and weakened immune system, those are not friends. I'm just using the darker shade to kind of finish off my eyebrow and darken the outer portion here. It's like that. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side because it would be pretty weird if I didn't. Could be a look. The eyebrows are really just for me, but I feel a little bit better. So, sue me if you hate them. It's for me. Then I raise them up, look around, try and make sure they're about even. They seem about even. Close enough. Nobody's perfect. I gotta work it again and again until I make it right. And then I have my NYX Sweet Cheeks So Taupe and Fenty Beauty Amber Shade Stick. And these are kind of interchangeable color-wise, but I'm just gonna take the Fenty one because it's quicker, but you could totally just pack this on and get the same color. I'm just gonna tap a little on my eye. It's really not far off from the actual color of my eyelid, but it's just less veiny than my actual eyelid, so it will kind of help it blend in there. I'm just gonna take this and just gonna blend it. Like, it's not much, but it's just a little bit more. I'm not trying to look done up. I'm just trying to like slightly elevate, crisp the lines, like ironing myself if I were a shirt. So when I want to do eyeliner to like pretend I'm not wearing eyeliner at all, what I do is first just a little bit on the outer corner and then completely just underneath the lash line. Now the easiest way to put on eyeliner is to like it's so difficult, but like once you figure out like the place you're trying to put it, look away, because for some reason when your pupil is in that place it just becomes painful, but once your like eyeball is like not in that spot where the pencil is, it's fine. So like on here, look up. You may remember makeup artists telling you to do this, that's why. Yeah, so that's kind of the smudgy, like not quite wearing eyeliner, like maybe it's last night's eyeliner a little smudged off, but it just kind of makes the eyeballs pop a little bit more. So now I'm going to take Urban Decay Subversion mascara. This is a primer and I swear by it. It got some like blah reviews, but I love it, so shut up. I seriously like just like pack this on, but it's really great at separating your individual lashes. And that's what I use it for, is to make sure that my lashes are not all clumped together. I'm grabbing my bowl of Jolly Ranchers because my mouth feels gross because I haven't brushed my teeth. Watermelon. So what I'm gonna do now is take the Tarte Shape Tape, put it right underneath my eyes, and then blend it up. You know, my chin. Damp beauty blender. Now my forehead gets really oily, so I'll take Benefits Professional just for my forehead, and then I'll use a little bit of Shape Tape just to kind of even out the color, but that's it. I'm not going to put any foundation or anything else other than, you'll see. Then I like don't even want very much, just like a little bit on my forehead, and then I'm going to put some where my little breakouts are right now. They're not as bad as what I was dealing with before, so I am very thankful. I appreciate them for being there, but quiet. See, I'm just totally moving this all the way across my forehead so that just like pieces of it kind of, it just makes my face more one color than if I just had it from here down. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not airbrushed, like you can still see a little bit, but like human being you can live. You just want to look a little more, and the Snapchat filters won't even pick it up, so you're fine. Okay, now I'm almost done. I'm going to take just a little bit of this, right along the cheekbone, and then just a little around the jawline. Not like a full contour, but just like enough to be like, I feel good. And it just adds a little color back into my face, because I just made it one color. If I left it like that, it would look just like, I don't know, I'm white, so clown. Feel yourself, feel your oats. This is your time to like meditate in the morning. Really like look at your best features. Now I'm going to actually take mascara. Still using that Marc Jacobs Mini. These last as long as a full-sized mascara because you're supposed to throw them out. And you should. For pictures, will sometimes put mascara underneath my eyes, but if I wear that way for more than like 30 minutes, it just starts smudging all over, and then it looks like I've been crying or something. So if I'm just going out for the day, I will only wear it on the top parts of my eyes because it's just not the look I'm going for. And if I don't want to be like fighting with mascara at the end of the day, I don't want to wear a waterproof mascara. So I'm not going to put the non-waterproof mascara underneath my eye, because like if you even get an eyelash stuck in your eye in the middle of the day, you're like, there's watering and then your mascara is everywhere. So it's just not worth it, girl. Just put it on the top part. It makes you, give you a baby doll look anyway, so it's fine. Now I'm going to take my favorite Mary Luminizer. So much is left. Still working on her. Reduce. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce. Use the whole thing. Put it on cheekbone. The top part of my eyelid, finishing off my eye look for the day and kind of blending it into that original. And see, I used the same colors all across my face, so it seems very natural because it's the same colors. And a little on the inner corner. And I really actually enjoyed putting it on my collarbone. That's pretty much it except for lip products. Then I was brushing out my hair. It's still fairly wet. I'm gonna let it dry outside. Do some yoga. So yeah, I never claimed to be perfect, but the thing is, I'm trying, I'm doing it, at least I'm doing it, and I'm gonna get better at it. So that's the point. You can never get better at something if you literally never try. So I had a good time, and I had a lovely view, so yay. Now I'm going to put on a little bit of MAC's Boldly Bare, just to add a little bit more color. Not a lot, but just a little. I'm going to feather it out and also put on some of W7's Hot Shot Plumping Lip Gloss. And I'm pretty much good for the day. My hair is just about dry. Once it is, I'll probably put it up in my black scrunchie, as I always do. Now I want to do an intro-y thing. And I'm just going to spray on a little bit of Stella McCartney. That's it. I just want to take you on a quick little tour of the little idiosyncrasies of this Airbnb. We have this here beautiful sliding door with useless handle. We have this guitar that may or may not have belonged to the artist formerly known as Prince Rogers Nelson. It does have Prince frets, and it looks like this one, that these robot chicken-esque portraits of Prince have. But it is also the one that this not super picture in the corner over here of Prince is playing. Is very similar, but seems less gold. I don't know. Is it the guitar? Or is it just an Airbnb feature? You tell me. So now I'm just dropping off my Rent the Runway at FedEx and stopping by Starbucks. We got our Starbucks, and some guy told me I had nice eyelashes, so I'm doing something right.
Brush your teeth. Brush. Jesus Christ. Dental hygiene. A+.
So I'm almost done with my grande iced oat milk honey latte with white chocolate mocha because I am not a simple bitch. Yeah, I'm just enjoying my coffee with my husband.
Why do you want a YouTube channel?
I always like stuck on to other people who were like me, or I perceived them to be like me, and then further on down the line, a lot of their ideals didn't line up with my own, and I realized that there were fewer people out there that were putting out the message that mattered to me. That I just feel like there's just a message that is missing from the YouTube atmosphere of just authenticity. I feel like a lot of channels start off really put upon, like they want to start off like a character and then they get driven into being this character, and I don't ever want to be anything but myself. But I also want to like try things and find out what's interesting and not being totally afraid to try things.
I guess, what do you mean by authenticity?
Things online are really curated, and I am guilty of it myself to an extent because like I put on Snapchat filters or I put on Instagram filters. So in a way, I am also not being authentic, but I at least am willing to have a dialogue about it. In the same way that when I wear my grandma's fur coat, I like that it brings upon a dialogue of, well, what's better, a vintage found fur that has been passed on from generations and isn't being wasted, or a new faux fur that is made out of microplastics that with each wash will gather more plastic into our oceans and is worse off for the environment long term because it's just creating more fast fashion than this piece that can go on for generations. So there, I like that, you know, opens up an entire dialogue. So I want to be open to dialogue, and I want to be open to making mistakes or looking silly or looking dumb in a way that is kind of missing from our culture. I think we had it in a way back in the 90s, 2000s when the internet wasn't really a thing. Like people didn't have stylists. Like Paris Hilton dressed herself in more just whatever maybe completely embarrassing outfit she put together that day. And I kind of miss that a little bit. Like everyone wears things that are really nice and styled all the time, and it's kind of more fun and human to make mistakes and be ugly. Things are funnier and more enjoyable when you're willing to open yourself to that. So I do a lot of stuff. If you go to my website, CorinneDeCoste.com, you will see I have done a variety of things: podcast appearances, web series appearances, live theater, online published content. I'm also a influencer, very low tier. Micro influencer is the technical term. But I get sent things that I then post on Instagram. I do a variety of creative stuff. So what I want to do with my channel is just to kind of harvest that creativity, inspire others to hopefully also harvest their own creativity and not be afraid to like make mistakes in public. I think that's the scariest part of the internet these days, is like you want to share your things for feedback, but sharing things is scary already. And then with the internet, people can be really, really mean, especially to new people. So it's hard to be new and make mistakes. I hope to just inspire people to do interesting things with what they've got. Make the most of it and lean into what you love and do the things that you enjoy. I'm also a mental health advocate, so that kind of plays into the bringing happy things into the world thing. Everything you do is curated. You don't realize just how much it is until you start doing it, because it's not natural to just turn on your phone and start talking to it. It's not natural to set up an entire lighting thing and point it at you and then talk at your phone and then edit the footage of yourself and then like the footage of yourself enough to then share it to people and then maybe even promote that material to people. Like, even if you're not really proud of it, are you proud of it? Are you proud of the material that you're putting out there? There are all these hurdles to jump through, and when you have money, you can kind of like hop and skip right over some of them because you are more easily proud of the footage because you have these kind of grand backgrounds and you have a stylist and you have somebody to do your hair and your makeup and you have all of these things. There's no authenticity behind photography and videography in general. Like, whenever you take a picture, someone's taking a picture and somebody is like, geez. Like, so there's already that, but to create content and then to like continuously create content is a long process. And you know, I'm creating scripts for things that I think are interesting. You know, I have one celebrity book that I have completely dissected that I really want to talk about. I have a movie that I'm interested in discussing the themes and motifs and different just aspects of that I really, a movie that I love. And I also have a little series about an old reality TV show that was extremely problematic that I think would be really fun to look at through today's lens. And those are all big, daunting projects, and I want them to come out really good, honestly, because I have a lot of things to say about these things, but being on camera itself is daunting, and that's the step that's like keeping me from doing it. I don't know why, because like I'm so comfortable with friends and like with theater, but maybe it's just because I'm being myself to more people.
Or you're 100% responsible for everything that gets put out. Like, if the theater production's bad, then you can kind of be like, oh, we did it wrong.
No, that's totally it. Like, if the show that I'm in is a bad show, then I'm like, oh, maybe the director was bad. Like, or like, oh, but the set was awful. Like, oh, you know, it was a low budget production. You know, it was nothing. If it was my video, it's like, I'm bad, I'm embarrassing, and that's scary.
Yeah.
That fits the color scheme well.
Yeah, looks good.
All right. Thanks, baby. I always ask my husband if it looks good before I post it. I don't know if he just says yes because he doesn't care, but I always feel better once he says yes.